friends, and welcome back to Granny's Country Kitchen with Lainey. I'm Lainey and this is my granny. Today we're making Granny Helen's German chocolate cake frosting. This is a companion video to the German chocolate cake video that we have out. Please bear with us as we go through some technical difficulties. This is our second video for the channel. And this is Emily and Joseph, and they are going to help me make traditional coconut German chocolate cake frosting. Okay, Granny's frosting calls for coconut flakes, chopped pecans, heavy whipping cream, sugar, 3 egg yolks, a 1/4 pound of oleo. Now, if you're not familiar with what oleo is, it's margarine. I use butter, so we're going to do a 1/4 pound of butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I've got some pecan halves that I've chopped up. I'm going to just finish off this bag of pecans. We had apple tree, peach tree, cherry tree, and pecan trees when I was growing up. So Granny always had nuts and fruit on hand. We'd process them when they were in season, and then she put them in the freezer. Nuts will keep well in the freezer, but if you're going to have them around for any length of time, if you have a lot like she did, you want to just be sure that you store them in the freezer, because the oils inside the nuts can actually spoil, and you'll know if your nuts are spoiled. I'm going to toast the pecans. That wasn't a step that she did, but I like the flavor of toasting them. I feel like it brings that pecan flavor out. Just toast those oils, and it just makes the flavor that much more intense. So I'm just going to finish chopping this last portion of nuts, and then we'll measure it out and toast them. You have to be careful when you're toasting nuts though. You can't walk away. You have to pay attention. And you can tell by how they smell when they're ready. And I'm losing nuts all on the floor here. And you don't have to do any kind of uniform pieces. This is a homemade frosting, and German chocolate cake frosting is chunky anyway, so it's not going to be smooth. So you don't have to look for any kind of exact, precise knife cuts with this. Alright, I feel like that's pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to pop them in this bowl with the rest, and then we'll measure out what we need. Alright, Emily. So we're going to double the recipe. I made 9-inch cake rounds, so I want to be sure I have enough frosting. And just see a couple of nuts that I didn't quite get chopped up to the point that I like it. Okay, so the original recipe is a cup of chopped pecans. This is a 2-cup measuring cup, so we're just going to fill this up with the pecans.
This would have been really handy earlier.
I know. It was in the washer.
A little more?
Go ahead and use your hand and just kind of finish filling that up. Her hands are clean. We always wash our hands before we're going to do anything with food, and we wash our hands very frequently, regardless.
Yeah, I wash my hands so frequently that my hands are getting dry.
Okay, I'm starting in a dry skillet. The stove is not on at this point, so I'm going to put my nuts in here and turn it on. I don't really enjoy this stove and the way it cooks, but it's what we have, so we're going to make it work. So we'll be back when the nuts are toasted and show you what they look like and move on with the next step. Okay, we finished toasting our nuts, and we have them set off to the side while we build the rest of the frosting. So we're doubling the batch of frosting. So normally it's 1 cup of whipping cream. We're going to add 2. Emily, do you want to do that?
Yes.
And this is on medium heat, just a nice good sized saucepan. Okay. We're going to combine the cream. Where's the sugar? 1 cup of, so 2 cups of sugar. You're gonna need to do a second one of those because I forgot.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry. So 1 cup, that's half of it.
Dump that in. So we got 2 cups of granulated sugar. Again, the recipe called for a 1/4 pound of oleo, which is margarine. I'm using butter. So that would be a half stick for a single batch. But we're doubling it. So open that for me and put it in here.
Good. Squishy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. And the recipe is 3 egg yolks. So we have 6 since we're doubling. Combine and cook over medium heat. 12 minutes stirring constantly until mixture thickens. Then we're going to add the nuts and the vanilla and coconut. So I'm going to cook this for 12 minutes. Once it comes to a boil, we'll set a timer. And then we'll be back when we're ready to make the rest of the additions. Okay, been boiling this away. I took a little longer than 12 minutes. It just wasn't as thick as I wanted it to be at 12 minutes. But now it's just the right consistency. So turn the heat off. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of our vanilla. And then give that a good mix. And then Joseph, you can add some coconut, and Emily, you can add the pecans. You see what happens when you add the vanilla?
Do I add these?
In just a second. Let me get this stirred. Okay. There. Okay. Go ahead and dump the coconut in. Another one too. All of it. Good job. All right, Emily, dump in those nuts.
All of it?
Yep. Okay. We'll just fold all this together. And I'm going to let this cool down before I put it on the cake. You can cook it longer if you want a darker color to the frosting. I wouldn't want to go too far with it though. We're not trying to make caramel. Alright, okay, it's been kid tasted and approved. And this kid is super picky and he likes it. So we're going to let it cool down a little bit, let the cakes finish getting nice and cool, and then we'll come back to the cake video and frost everything. So jump back over onto the companion video, German chocolate cake, and we'll show you the completed result.